In today's video, we are going to analyze the game of World Chess Championship 1963. This is the actually game one. This In this game, Tigran Petrosian was white and Mikhail Botvinnik was black. So Tigran opted for d4. He was considered as one of the greatest defenders of all time. Sorry. And knight f6 by Botvinnik. Botvinnik was a very standard theoretical, and he was a balanced player actually, a positional player and also an attacker. A very balanced player he was. So c4, e6, knight c3, and bishop b4. And it is called an Indian defense and normal variation and the start of the Nimzo Indian defense also. So queen c2. Here, people may play like over here, bishop to d2. This is another continuation. Or you may just play the move like e3, that you are going to say that I'm going to play the move like this. If you take it, no problem. I'm going to play the move like this, going to develop the bishop over here. It depends. Nowadays, the standard move is queen c2. And this is the best way to get compensation in Nimzo Indian defense. That it is going to counter the white's priority of the center. The next main move over here is c5. It indirectly saying that I'm going to counter the center. After d into c5, now the main move over here is that you first develop the knight over here, knight c6. After knight f6, you go for castle, as this pawn is not going anywhere. So bishop g5. Now you first play the move h6 and bishop h4. Now you are going to take this pawn. And in this way, you have developed your knight, black, bishop, and you have developed your escape scare for this king also. So d5 was played in the game. Now c into d5, e into d5, and this is called the Noah variation. If you take this pawn over here in position, if you take this pawn, this is the start of the Noah variation of Nimzo Indian defense, classical variation. d5, all standard moves, h6, bishop into f6, queen into f6. We are in the theory. This theory is being played even nowadays. Now a3 by white. That what are you going to do? Whether you are going to bring your bishop back to e7 or you are going to take the knight. Bishop into c3 check. Mikhail Botvinnik said, okay, if I develop the bishop over here and I am going to take it. The compensation he is going to have is that he is going to attack might be on the king side by playing the moves like this, by developing his knight like this, and he is going to just hold this queen side structure intact. Into c3, bringing the reason to queen c2 is that you are going to take with the queen. So c6, now e3, saying that I am going to develop bishop and knight, castle, and knight e2 was played. Instead of here, I think after knight f3 and bishop to g5, did not wanted this knight like this, because you may develop your bishop e2 and then you are going to castle over here, because over here now black develops knight d7, and if you castle in this position, you have to protect this bishop over here. So you might bring your rook over here, or you may bring your rook, this rook a to e1, or you are going to bring your queen like this to protect this bishop, that whenever this knight moves, then this bishop is protected. So knight e2 by Tigran Petrosian. Rook e8 is standard developing move. Knight g3 is standard move. That the reason behind was that I am going to develop my knight over here. It was a future prevention of the movement of this knight to whether to h5 or whether to is there here to f5. This was the future prevention. This move is okay. There is nothing wrong with it. And f3 was played. Instead of f3, it was better for white to immediately develop his bishop over here, bishop to d3. After that, if black goes for h5, now h3, knight d7. The point over here is that this knight is going to jump to f8, then to e6, and it is going to develop like in this way. And then this bishop would be developed over here. At an instance, these pawns are going to move like this, and this bishop is going to develop on c6 might be. After knight f8 at e6, black may try to develop this way his bishop. There are different move orders to develop this bishop. So castle, knight f8, b4, and knight e6. If the sequence of this maneuver, if knight d7 was played in the game, but f3 was played by white over here instead of bishop d3, h5, and I don't think that there was any reason to play this bishop 2 over here. It was better to first stop this over here, which was going to move to h4. Now white can develop this king like this, then he may develop his bishop. He may protect this pawn by playing the move rook e1 and bring this rook over here on f1. This was, I think, the better continuation. For example, if h4 was played, then a5, e4, immediately hitting the center. D into e4, f into e4. Now white can go for castle like this. Bishop e6, now bishop e2. And white may not be castle. After knight d7, now rook d1. Now I'm saying that I am not going to castle and I am going to keep my king in the center. Rook a d8, now rook d2 first. e5, d5, bishop g4. After bishop into g4, h into g4. Now queen into f6, knight into f6, and these rook e2. And see, this king is away from the center, but this white king is near to center in this sequence of the moves. But bishop e2 was played in the game. Now knight d7 was played by Mikhail Botvinnik. King f2 was played, and this was the first mistake of the game. Instead of it, it was better to again go for the move h4. The reason behind is that, which we would see in the game, that if we does not play this move h4, black plays the move h4, and this knight has no good squares to go to. So to prevent saying that white has no good squares for this knight, to prevent this situation, we are going to play this move h4. The reason behind is that playing move h4, and if, for example, if h4 is being played, the sequence of the moves would be like this: a5, e4, and I have already shown you. This is the sequence. So after bishop d7, now king f2, and see, now black immediately play the move h4, and white knight is not going. For example, these best squares are all protected by black species, so white has to move back. And this knight is not doing anything over here. Knight f8, the same maneuvering concept that going to bring the knight over here, or like this. Sorry. So knight d2 and rook e7 by Mikhail Botvinnik. He's saying that I am going to, after moving this bishop over here, I'm going to double these rooks. This is the concept of Mikhail Botvinnik. Rook h1, the standard move, going to protect this pawn as this pawn has become very weak. White's pawn. And in the sequence of the moves, you would see that how Mikhail Botvinnik built a complete pressure on this pawn. And this square he would control. Bishop f5. H3 was played by Petrosian. The next best try was bishop d3. Because now after bishop into d3, queen into d3, now h3 if black plays, g3, knight e6, and now the move is f4. If still knight g5, now queen e2, queen f5, now rook ac1. And white still has a fight because black queen can't enter in this position. If black still tries to develop more pressure on this pawn, now you can protect this pawn by playing the move rook c3. And this was the best continuation, and this was the best try for a draw actually, because white's position is worse at present and he is fighting for a draw. So after h3, black played rook e8, and Petrosian replied with knight f1. Again, the best try was bishop d3, because after bishop into d3, now queen into d3, knight e6, b4, knight g5, b5. You are going to open up these knight for some fight. This was the concept. So after knight f1, knight e6 was played by Mikhail Botvinnik, and queen d2 was played by Tigran Petrosian, and this was another mistake of the game. Instead of it, it was better to play the move rook ad1. It was a multi-purpose move. The reason behind is that it is going to control this square and going to protect this pawn, and you are going, in any case, if black plays any mistake, does any mistake, then you can play this pawn move of e4, knight g7, now rook c1, because knight has moved back, then you can play the move rook c1. The reason behind is that if knight does not move over here in this position and he just play the move like this, now the move is immediately first b4, and if black goes like this, now you may play the move bishop d3. So queen d2 by Tigran Petrosian, now knight g7, rook ad1, knight e5, in this square, this g3 square in my territory, rook c1. The concept is that I'm going to develop this rook over here on c3 and going to protect this pawn in this way. Queen d6, eyeing this square, g3 square, rook c3, protecting this pawn on e3 like in this way. Second move, best move was b4. After king g7, now king g1, a6, and now rook c3. See, this queen side is completely blocked, and the pieces in white's territory are all protected, and king is safe over here. The sequence of the moves it was better. After rook c3, now knight g3. King moved to g1, now knight h5 back. Bishop d1, now rook e6. I try to understand the reason behind this move, but I could not understand that actually the concept of this move of rook e6 was that Mikhail Botvinnik thought of bringing the queen over here on e7. But this was actually a slow move. Instead of here, a5 move immediately saying that I'm not going to let you play this move b4 was better. Try. Because after rook c5, now the move is b6. Rook has to go back. For example, goes over here. Now bishop d7. And here in this way, he may simply slowly develop the tempo in the game. But rook e6 was played and queen f2 was played by white and queen e7. And actually this is a mistake and the game became equal in this position. Sorry. The best move in this position was knight g3. Now if white goes for b4, now is a6. This side is completely covered, queen side. So white may move bishop b3. Now a5. You may counter this side. And this was the best sequence for the Mikhail Botvinnik actually in this game. So we were here knight g3, king g1, and here he played the move bishop b3. Just a tempo move he gave because he has nothing best in this position. Instead, the second best position move was f4. I'm sorry, by Tigran Petrosyan. The reason behind is that now you have this vacant square for this bishop and knight, and game is equal in this position. This pawn is completely protected, and now you are able to develop your whether to knight like this over here to over here, or knight to g5. This was the best continuation f4, but he missed that and he played the move bishop b3. Now g5 by Mikhail Botvinnik, and now bishop d1. And this was also a mistake. The reason behind is that now it was the best time to play the move e4 because black can't take this pawn because his rook is going to fall. So bishop has to move back. After bishop g6, now the move is rook c3. If knight moves knight f4, now e5. And the position becomes completely equal. So after bishop d1, now bishop g6 first and g4, and this was the blunder of the game. Instead, still e4 had the fight for white because if black goes for queen f6, now e5. If queen f4, now I can go for b4. And if black goes maneuvering like this, now you may give a tempo move, and that is bishop a4. This was still something in his position that he can fight for draw. But this g4 move just threw away the game because now each into g3 en passant, knight into g3, and now knight f4. Tigran Petrosyan missed knight f4 of Mikhail Botvinnik actually. Queen h2 was played and another blunder of the game. My queen g2 was a little bit better. After knight into h3 check, now king g2. Now f4 check again. Now you can take, for example, e into f4, rook into e1, and now you may play the move f5. Although this position is still lost for white, but he may still have prolong this game for further. So queen h2 was played, and now c5, immediately hitting the center. Queen d2 was played by Tigran Petrosyan. Now c4, controlling this square for his bishop and for his knight. Bishop a4, hitting the rook over here. And now b5. The point is that bishop comes back to c2. You can't take this pawn. The problem is that now rook b8. And now when the bishop moves to a4, now knight t3. And this pawn is going to fall, and you are going to control all this 7th rank, black. So that's why bishop comes back to c2, challenging this bishop over here on g6. Knight h3 check first, king f1, king f6, threatening c3 pawn, queen g2, now f4 check again. Now here e into f4, the final mistake of the game, and there was no other way to protect this position. So e into f4 and rook into e1, and black is completely a rook up. F into g5, threatening queen, but now queen e6. Tigran Petrosyan made the last move f4, and now e2 check. And here Tigran Petrosyan designed the game. I'm going to show you that what happens if knight into rook. Then queen into knight check, queen into e2 check, rook into e2 check, king f3, and now this rook is not going anywhere. And black is a complete bishop up, and with a complete winning position. That's why in this position, Tigran Petrosyan designed the game. I hope you enjoyed my today's video. If you like it, kindly subscribe and hit the bell icon button. Thank you.